Hi everybody, and welcome to this quick video tutorial, and I'm going to show you how to do two poses for a character that eventually will be brought into Stencil. So here's my sample, very simple character here, and this is the character's idle pose. So the character's just kind of hanging out here, not doing much. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the animation tools in Piskel to help out. So I'm going to come up here to the top left, and I'm going to click on this little icon here in the bottom right hand corner that says duplicate this frame. And so now technically it's animating between these two frames, but because it's the exact same image you can't see any animation happening. Now I'm going to take my move tool and I'm going to have this character get a little squashed. So I'm going to bring the character down to the ground like that, and now you can see the character being all jittery and shaking like this. I'm going to lower the frames per second. I'm going to lower it to 0 so that way it's not distracting for me. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to create this squashed or stomped version of this character here. And something I can do is I can click on this little onion symbol in the bottom here of the preview, and that shows me what it used to look like before. So that can be really helpful. And if it's too distracting, you can go ahead and you can turn that off if you want. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw the stomped version of the character. I'll pause the video and then I will pick back up when I get there and we'll finish this up. Okay, so I'm back and this little guy's got a flattened out head here. And I want to see what this will look like when the character gets stomped. So come up here to the top right hand corner and change the frames per second from 0 to maybe 2 frames per second or 1 frame per second, and you can kind of see. I think 2 or 3 frames per second is pretty decent. Okay, so let's assume I'm pretty happy with that. I could spend a lot more time on this, but let's assume I'm pretty happy. So first thing I want to do is I want to save this. So I'll come over here on the right, I'll click on Save, I'll give it a new title. Okay, I'll just call it Bad Blue, and I'll go ahead and save it to my gallery. And that gets saved to my online gallery so I can work on it at home if I want. But now I'm ready to actually export this out and get it ready for Stencil. So I'm going to come right here to this, looks like a little mountain with a sun. Click on Export. And what we want is we actually want both of these frames to come out as 2 separate images. So 2 separate ping images. So I'm going to come over here and there's 4 different formats. I'm going to choose Others, and right down here at the bottom it says Export Selected Frame as PNG File. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the first frame, that's the idle. I'll go over here to Export and I'll just choose Download. And it just downloads to my download folder. Then I'll come over here and select the second frame, Export, Download. So now to see if it actually worked, I'll open up my downloads folder, and you can see here I have 2 separate PNG files that showed up, and the nice thing is that it actually named them based on the fact that I already saved it. And so I can now rename these if I want. I can just click once, click a second time, and this time maybe I'll call it Bad Blue Idle, and Bad Blue Stomped. Okay, and that's it. You of course can do this with more frames than just 2, but those are the basics. It's ready for Stencil. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope this helps you out a lot.